Hello and welcome back to the Pace Studio. Today we are live from the Log Cabin Studio in Midtown Manhattan with a true guitar legend, Tommy Emmanuel.
Greetings, Lauren.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We're so honored to have you.
Well, I'm glad to be in the Log Cabin and glad to be a part of Pace. Thank you.
Thank you. So tell us about the first song you're going to play.
Oh, the first song I'm going to play is, this is from my new album, and the album's called Accomplice One, and it's duets with some of my favorite people. And the first tune is an old song that I learned when I was very young by the great Merle Travis. And so my guests on this track, on the album, Jorma Kaukonen. Jorma's a great guitar player, was in a band called Jefferson Airplane, and also Hot Tuna. And he's a brilliant guy. And so he plays guitar, and my friend Pat Bergeson plays the harmonica on this track. So here it is. I'll do it as a solo piece for you today. Saturday Night Shuffle by Merle Travis. And the crowd went mild.
Amazing. That was so cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So you mentioned your duets album, Accomplice One, is out right now, and you collaborate with a lot of great artists on that, like Jason Isbell is a favorite of Pace, Ricky Skaggs, Amanda Shires, just to name a few of these super talented people.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, of all of these collaborations that you did, was there anyone that was sort of creatively challenging or turned out kind of differently than you expected it to?
Every single one of them I felt was a little different, and I did that on purpose. I didn't want the stuff to be obvious, and at the same time I didn't want the situation that a lot of people do these days, where someone's in England and someone's in Russia and they email their part in. I didn't want that. I wanted to work in a live situation with these artists, right? So, Jason came into the studio, and he'd already printed out the lyric for Deep River Blues, which is the song we did, and I played my part, and he just sang it, and I said, well, this is working great, why don't you go in the vocal booth, and I'll set up here, and put my headphones on, and away we went, and he sang it like he'd been singing it all his life. It was beautiful, and most of the other artists, it was the same kind of thing. They came in, we spent a little time together, we ran the song down, see that the arrangement works, that the key is right for them for singing, and we just go in and do it. And what I did with quite a few of the tracks is I just put down a click track, and then I played the rhythm part, and we sang together. And then when they left, I put drums and bass on and I became the band. And that's the fun part for me of recording, And I can play a groove. If I'm the drummer and I'm the bass player and I'm the rhythm player, I know it's going to groove because I know how I feel the time. And The other tracks, like the tracks I did with David Grisman, the mandolin player, and Brian Sutton, the great bluegrass player, we all have a way of locking in, as a trio. And Brian and I feel all the time exactly the same way. David Grisman's always a little back on it. He's a little back on the groove, so we know that, and that's good. We just let him do that, and we kind of hold it down. And those sessions were great. Brian and David came in one morning, and within a couple of hours, we'd cut 6 tracks. Every one of them pretty much one take, because those guys are on a level that they'll get it right every time. So they're the kind of people I want to be surrounded by, because they make you lift your game,
Yeah.
The track that I did with Mark Knopfler, Mark insisted on doing one of his own songs, and I said, well, that's great. I love everything you write. So I came into his studio. He already had all the microphones set up and had his acoustic guitar, and he said, well, how about this? And he sang me the song. And I loved it. It's a quirky song. And it sounds to me a little bit influenced by Randy Newman. And so the song is called If You Want to Get You One That Goes, You Don't Want to Get You One of Those. It's talking about old cars, So here's the song, written by Mark Knopfler, and this is on our album. It goes something like this. That old car would like to break your heart, but she's too far gone to even start. Take it from one who knows, son, you don't want to get you one of those. She's always been as mean as she appears, oh yeah. Ain't done no rock and rollin' for years. They should put her in the crusher, I suppose. You don't want to get you one of those. Leave her over there behind the barn where she'll be out of the way. She's got chassis rot, the gearbox shot. She's had a day. It's all over for that old heap. She needs a whole lot more than beauty sleep. If you want to get you one that goes, you don't want to get you one of those. Tell him, guitar. Said leave her over there behind the barn where she'll be out of the way. She's got chassis rot and the gearbox shot. She's really had her day. It's all over for that old heap. She needs a whole lot more than beauty sleep. If you want to get you one that goes, you don't want to get you one of those. You don't want to get you one of those. Yeah. And the crowd threw babies in the air.
So you've had obviously an extremely long career playing guitar.
Well, I hope it continues a little longer. It's getting better all the time, Lauren.
That's leading me into my next question, which is, since you've been playing for so long, I'm wondering where you continue to find the inspiration to try new things and try new experiments.
Well, that's exactly, you hit the nail right on the head. You got it right.
Yeah.
I'm always wanting to learn new things, try new things, and even stuff like, I do stuff like, if I got writer's block and I can't write a song and I need to, I'll do something like, I'll put the guitar into a tuning that I know nothing about and go looking for a song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when you're so familiar with the instrument, your fingers are like dogs. They go straight to the food bowl. In other words, you go straight to things you know that you've already played that you know sound good, and you want to, when you're trying to write something new, you want to go steer away from that and try to make your ideas, fresh and dig for the music. So being inspired is a very important thing for a person like me. I can write like crazy when I'm inspired. When I'm not inspired, I can play songs, I can entertain you and have fun, but songs don't pour out of me. I have to be in a place of inspiration for ideas to come. And, I'm always trying to challenge myself. I'm trying to play with different people and do different genres. I mean, I've always loved all kinds of music, as long as it had soul and it had a message, I've always loved country music. I've always loved bluegrass. I've always loved rock and roll, jazz, blues, country, classical music, ethnic music from all countries, from everywhere, to Argentina, to Brazil, to Spain, to Australia, to New Zealand, you name it, and I spend my time traveling the world. So I'm listening to everything, even languages are musical. I love, when I go to France, I love listening to people talk because it sounds musical, So it's, you're always looking for inspiration, and believe me, there are musicians out there that will kick your butt around the block, and so go and hang out with them and get a slice of that,
Yeah. Cool. So tell us about the last song you're going to play.
Okay, the last song I'm going to play is a piece that I wrote for my baby daughter, Rachel, who just turned 3. And Rachel fell in love with the Beatles music when she was 2 years old, so last year. And she particularly loved Blackbird. And she asked me to play it hundreds of times. So I decided that I should try and write something that was specifically for her, that has the spirit, if you will, of Blackbird. And so this is what I wrote. On the album, my friend Jake Shimabukuro from Hawaii plays the ukulele, and it's a beautiful union of a guitar played really gently and the ukulele doubling the melody and coming in and out kind of thing. It's really, really beautiful. So here it is, Rachel's Lullaby. Rachel's Lullaby. There we go.
That was so beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Tommy Emmanuel, Accomplice One, is out now, the collaborative duets album with many great artists. And thank you for being here and sharing.
Thanks
your
for having
music
me
with
in the
us.
log cabin, and thanks for watching out there in the world. We appreciate you.